We first needed a navigator when we first moved back, and life was really tough, and I also was very low on energy looking after Harvey with all of his needs, and by myself. And so I called on, we had a navigator, and she helped basically set up all of the specialist appointments and therapist appointments that we needed to.
What I learned from navigation was that I can speak for myself, and other kids. And it's always like the way that you're going to have to be a bit diplomat in there. Like always get back to the service provider, and if they do whatever you're asking them to do, like get your child involved in the community, and then they come back to you. You always just get back to them and thank them, you know, and always, I just learned from the navigator that came here to help us that anything can be possible as long as you stand up for yourself and for the child or the person that you will care for it. You know.
An example of that is the importance of networking and making contacts and building relationships and knowing where to go when you need help, and also having the strength to make those sometimes difficult phone calls or appointments. It also made me realise that sometimes you do need to ask for additional help.
You know, one of the things I'm most grateful about, given the opportunity to have navigation and bring the whole team back together, and not just, when I say the team, occupational therapy, SENCO, school, parent, child, RTLB, all of those specialised people, was that it taught me as a parent that, you know, someone's got to step up and take this role, someone's got to drive it forward, because teachers change every year, they change, SENCOs change, occupational therapists stop and have their own families, Ministry of Health people come and go in the system even over the space of a year. Parent never changes. Parent is ultimately, for me, the driving force. And it gave me the opportunity to take a leadership role, and it gave me the opportunity to clarify a few things which I probably knew in my heart, but brought it to the foreground, made me take a stand, a more assertive role in keeping these other people who are the specialists in my child's life on track, keeping me on track, keeping the group on track, so that my son has a chance, a real crack at prosperity.
I remember that part of the reason we were assigned a navigator was because it was identified that we never had any time off or any weekends to ourselves, and our daughter hadn't been to stay at anyone else's house, had a sleepover. She was 10 or 11 by that age. So that has been a breakthrough as well. We've found a family who very generously has put up their hand and said they'll have her sort of once a month, and she's had 2 sleepovers there and really loves it. So yeah, that has been a huge breakthrough as well, and
that changed our lives.
That changed our lives. It has. I mean, the whole thing has just changed our lives. We can't, you know, say anything but positive things about navigators, and that everyone should have one and everyone should be assigned one.
Navigation taught me how to help myself, so it gave me the tools and the skills to know what to do, how to handle situations on my own in the future. So it really did, it's sort of like a good toolbox that you can draw on and help yourself in the future. Mm-hmm.
The navigator's now left us, she's done her term, and now we feel a lot more able, I think, in the future to make our own way and hopefully make good decisions.
A good navigator is someone that can teach you what to do after they go, and that's the experience I'm having now, because my navigator was so good and she taught me what to do, and I can do that now for me, for the community, and I can advocate for anyone out there in the community that need my support.